In Saudi Arabia, women have historically faced significant legal and social restrictions, though reforms have been made in recent years. Before we begin, let me tell you about things that women in Saudi Arabia have faced or continue to face restrictions. Women still are beholden to restrictive guardianship laws that govern nearly every aspect of their lives. In cases where a woman's father is deceased or absent, her husband, a male relative, brother, or in some cases, even a son, must give his approval before a woman can obtain often basic entitlements. Number 1. Women cannot mix freely with members of the opposite sex. Some exceptions include hospitals, banks, and medical colleges. In 2013, authorities ordered shops that employ both men and women to build separation walls to enforce rules preventing the sexes from mixing together. Number 2. Women cannot appear in public without wearing a full-length black abaya. The all-encompassing loose robe is meant to protect women's modesty in public. 3. Women cannot conduct certain business without a male sponsor. Women wanting to open their own business often have to call on at least 2 men who can testify to her character before she can be granted a loan or a license. 4. Women cannot retain custody of their children in a divorce after they reach the age of 7 for boys and 9 for girls. 6. Women cannot eat alone at restaurants in Saudi Arabia comes with its own set of restrictions. Most establishments have a family section with a divider that separates families from dining near all male parties. 7. Women are also required to use a separate entrance from the men, which is usually a side door. These practices highlight the ongoing gender segregation in public spaces. 8. Women in court face significant legal inequalities. The testimony of one man equals that of 2 women. The legal position of a woman in Saudi Arabia is akin to that of a minor, giving her little authority over her own life. This underscores the challenges women face in seeking justice and fair treatment. At number 9, women cannot receive an equal inheritance. Under Sharia inheritance laws, daughters receive half what is awarded to their brothers. Critics say this is due to a misinterpretation of Islamic laws, sometimes sending women into poverty because they are left out of their father's wills. Ever wonder what women in Saudi Arabia can do? At number 1, women can now vote in local elections. In 2015, women cast ballots for the first time ever during municipal elections, a vote in which they were also allowed to campaign for public office. But female candidates weren't allowed to speak to male voters and couldn't have men and women mixing in their campaign offices. 2. Women can now be appointed to the Consultative Council. At least 17 women were elected during the 2015 municipal vote. The late King Abdullah issued a decree in 2011 that gave women the vote, and 2 years later ordered that at least 20% of seats in the Consultative Council be set aside for women. 3. Women can now attain a college education. In 2015, a government report found that there were more Saudi women studying in universities than men. 4. Women can now play sports and compete in the Olympics. Saudi Arabia sent 2 women to the Olympics in 2012. In 2016, it sent 4. At number 5, women in Saudi Arabia can now apply for a national identification card or passport without the permission of a male guardian. This is a significant step towards personal freedom and autonomy. The very good news is Saudi women will reportedly be able to apply for their own driving licenses without having to secure the permission of their male guardians. However, the country remains incredibly prohibitive on what women can and cannot do. Although women can now undertake the pilgrimage to Mecca without a male guardian, which one woman told Voice of America was a miracle, they can only do so as part of a group. A male relative is still required to give permission for a woman to marry, start certain types of business, leave prison, or leave a domestic abuse shelter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more Fudgy Stories updates.